It's a great pleasure to represent the Ministry of Environment in this gathering, especially when it comes for meeting our friends from media who have been working together to make sure that the policies, laws related to environment are translated into the green Rwanda we want and the sustainability we want. So the government of Rwanda, through the Ministry of Environment, has put in place various policies and legislations in the bid of building resilience of our economy. As you all know, you can plan, but there are some other externalities you can't oversee before it happens. That's why the government of Rwanda emphasized on mainstreaming of environment and climate change, not only at sector level but also at local level. It's a great achievement to see the Vision 2050 recognizing environment and climate change as one of the cross-cutting area, which means that all the sectors contributing to our economy need to take into consideration the environment and the climate change. Whether you are going to build the road, you need to make sure that the road you are building is sustainable. How do we determine that sustainability? Indeed, you need to be concerned with environmental and climate change externalities. Whether you are going to increase the agriculture productivity, you need to make sure that you are taking into consideration environment and climate change externalities. Apart from mainstreaming of environment and climate change in other key sectors of our economy and even at local level, the government of Rwanda, through the Ministry of Environment, has taken a step further and created a groundbreaking national green fund known as Fund for Environment and Climate Change for NERWA, so that the mainstreaming we are talking about need also to be transpired into the availability of funds to do or to initiate the changes we want to see in the bid of building resilience of our country. So that fund is now has been established since 2012, and it has been supporting public institutions, private companies and civil society, so that we can work together to green our country. As of now, they have already mobilized more than 200 million US dollars to support the greening initiative in the country. The government of Rwanda, indeed, in the bid of promoting environmental sustainability, has took decision of prioritizing rehabilitation of critical ecosystems, including wetlands, forests, and other critical and endangered ecosystems. Starting with wetlands, the government of Rwanda took the initiative of rehabilitating Nyandungu wetland, where we are sitting right now. Previously, this was a degraded wetland, totally degraded wetland. The government of Rwanda took decision to invest more than 4 billion Rwandan francs to rehabilitate the wetland, but also to make sure that we are offering the recreational or hub or recreational or environment where people can start enjoying the nature. We are not restoring the environment or the critical ecosystems just for sake of restoring the environment. We want to see the economic benefits. We want to see biodiversity benefits. Above all, we want the social interaction between the people and the nature. So this wetland has been rehabilitated, and we created Nyandungu Eco Park. During the rehabilitation, we managed to make sure that the park is green in nature. We are using the green energy, where we are using solar. We have walkways, bicycle lane, which is around 10 kilometers, which can facilitate people who want to do sports. We have planted 17,000 tree species, including more than 55 indigenous trees. We have done this. We have included the medicinal garden. We have included the pop garden, so that it can also serve as an educational tool for our kids who cannot manage to go to Nyungwe, to Akagera, at least to see those indigenous trees. Apart from Nyandungu, the government of Rwanda, through the Ministry of Environment and Rwanda Environment Management Authority, we are indeed in the process of rehabilitating additional 5 wetlands here in Kigali. We are going to rehabilitate the wetland of Gikondo, which previously known as Industrial Park. We are also going to rehabilitate the wetland of Rwampara. We are going to rehabilitate the wetland called Rugenge Rwintare. We are also going to rehabilitate the wetland Kibumba. Kibumba is the side of Itexirwa, and then Rugenge Rwintare is the side of La Colombière and Chinamba 1 and Chinamba 2. So we are also, the 5th wetland is Nyabugogo. The main purpose of rehabilitating the 5 wetlands is, first of all, to use the wetlands as flood control or flood attenuation measures, since our city is vulnerable to floods. We need to make sure that the water we are getting from the rain, thank God we are blessed to have the rain, but we need to turn into the rain we are getting into solutions rather than challenges and problems. We want also to offer the recreational environment to citizens of Kigali. According to the City of Kigali Master Plan, we want the inclusivity, and we want the city for everyone, where you can have even areas to enjoy. We are intending also to put in place some of the big ponds, like the way we rehabilitated here, which can even serve as artificial lakes and other recreational facilities. But we are at the stage of feasibility studies and designs, which will dictate what will happen in those wetlands. At this point in time, we have concepts, but we are not yet approving the designs and the feasibility studies. We are intending to rehabilitate more than 400 hectares of wetlands in Kigali, and we are determined to even upscale and extend to other cities, especially satellite cities and secondary cities. In the bid of rehabilitating the critical ecosystems and landscape, I can't mention wetlands only without talking about forests. The government of Rwanda, through various key partners, have pledged to at least have the 30% of forest cover by 2020. And we are glad and we are happy to announce that we achieved the target before 2020. Now we are trying to make sure that we maintain the pace, and we valorize, or we look for the added value for the forests. Indeed, the government of Rwanda, through REMA, RDB, and other key partners, rehabilitated the Mukura-Gishwati forest, natural forest, through the project called Reflect. And eventually, this Mukura-Gishwati has been gazetted as 4th National Park. This is a tremendous achievement, to start from a degraded natural forest, rehabilitating it until it is done and gazetted. We want to emulate that example and also extend it to even other parts of the country where we have some remnant forests which are being degraded. We are through the Green Amayaga project, which is being implemented in Rema. We are targeting also to rehabilitate Kibirizi natural forests in the Amayaga part, which will indeed add value to our natural heritage. Indeed, we have other key projects, including Green Gicumbi, which is helping to build the resilience in the northern part of our country, where they are facing mainly floods and landslides. So we are happy to work with the key partners. Ladies and gentlemen, friends of media, to promote environmental sustainability, the government of Rwanda cannot do it alone. Some of the environmental and climate change issues are transboundary in nature. That's why the government of Rwanda prioritized to join most of the multilateral environmental agreements and conventions to make sure that we are working in harmony. When you are talking about climate change, when you are talking about emissions, we don't have boundaries. The sky doesn't have the boundaries. The emissions we are creating here goes to our neighbors and even goes far. So we need to make sure that Rwanda is also party to various multilateral environmental agreements. As of now, Rwanda has ratified 17 multilateral environmental agreements, including their protocols. Some of the conventions are related to climate change itself, others are related to biodiversity, others are related to chemical management, others are related to wetlands and nature-based solutions. So we are happy that we managed to domesticate most of the laws, most of the conventions, and we are very happy that we managed to mobilize resources and took advantage of being part of those conventions. Ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Governor of the Northern Province and guests of honor, representative of RDB and other key partners, friends of media, let me conclude my remarks by assuring the audience and Rwandans that we are working together, and I want to reiterate and reaffirm the commitment of the Ministry of Environment through its affiliated agencies to make sure that we see the Rwanda we want, we green our Rwanda. Thank you very much.